Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of What Wine Goes With That. I'm Dani Young, owner of a cool company called Tipsy Talent, where we drink wine and do art, and it's fantastic. I told you last week that I was going to talk about what happens one day when you have a job and then suddenly you don't, or what wine goes with that. So, for those of you who know me, usually I do this on Thursdays, but well, today I looked fabulous, and you never know when you're going to look fabulous again, so I just decided to go with Wednesday. Last week, I was working at a pretty cool company here in Seattle, and all of a sudden, boom, Thursday, layoff day, and I'm not working there anymore. So that was fun experience, and sounds like the perfect feeling to pair a wine with, because this company's a big employer, so there's probably going to be a lot of people in my situation, and generally these things are in trends, so who knows. Anyways, layoffs, fun. What wine goes with that? You guys know me, usually I do a fancy wine and a not fancy wine, but this week, to go with what wine goes with getting laid off, I decided to just straight up try the grocery store wines. So let me back up this camera a little tiny bit, make sure that everyone can see these wines. So we are going to go with two wines today. One is a blend and one is a Cabernet. I decided to stick with two of my favorites because I don't know. Cabernet makes me happy, blends make me mellow. Both of those feelings, kind of what you need when you've just gotten laid off. So we are going to talk about the Meridian Vineyards Cabernet Sauvignon. This one I saw on the Delectable app. Somebody said it tasted like blue raspberry. So, yikes. A bit afraid. This one here, Casa Solar, it's a Spanish wine and it's a blend. So could be good. Both of these wines were under $5 at the grocery store. This one wasn't even on Delectable because apparently people don't really put $5 wines on Delectable, generally. This one actually got an 8.5 rating, so who knows. But people like sweet wines, and here on What Wine Goes With That, we don't really like sweet wines. So we're going to see. A couple of things, since we're talking about saving money. We're trying these grocery store wines, the super cheap ones. You guys know what I'm talking about. Europe, $5 wines, no problem, bring it on. They're amazing. United States, a little bit less so. But I have some tricks. So you see, here's handy dandy wine glass, and here's your 4-ounce pour of wine, which some people like to pretend is like a real glass of wine, but come on, 5 or 6, guys, 5 or 6. It's a big difference. But see, it's a big, beautiful goblet of wine, but look how empty it is. And all of a sudden, I'm gonna show you guys a trick. Also, beautiful goblet of wine, very fancy, from Rydell, which we all know pretty much makes amazing wine glasses. But all of a sudden, look at that. It's like super full. So, this is definitely where you want to drink your wine out of. I'm just telling you. When you're trying to save those pennies, trying to maybe cut back 1 extra ounce of wine, although maybe you need an extra ounce. Okay, we're going to see. I haven't tasted these. We're going to see how these wines go, or else, I'll find other places to cut the budget and just keep buying good wine. So for my gadget this week, I've got handy dandy wine opener, and all you do is place it on top, and you press the little button. And if you notice, I didn't even take that frickin' metal stuff covering the top off. It just comes right out. You just don't even have to worry with that. Just have to kind of hope you don't cut yourself. Okay, so first we've got the red blend. And we are going to see how that feels on a day when you just feel like, well, kind of like garbage, but also kind of excited about your future. It's really, I feel like that's what most people feel when they get laid off. This one's not bad. Kind of has a sharp Spanish feel to it. Would pair very well with sitting outdoors, eating paella, which, let's face it, when you get laid off, you just want to dream about flying to Spain and drinking wine outside and eating good food. So I feel like that's good. It's also, I feel like the perfect kind of wine when you've been hanging out with your kid all day, which is super amazing, getting to catch up with your baby, and she says, "I love you." She says it in Portuguese, and she says, "Chi, for Ci amo. And she goes, ooh, and blows me kisses afterwards. And it's the most adorable thing. And she also likes to throw tantrums. And she also still goes to bed at 7, as I've mentioned before. So it is now like 7:01. She went to bed early today. I'm still actually not that tired because I got to sleep in today. And yeah, this one's pretty good. So now we're gonna try the blue raspberry wine. Cabernet always wins with me. So let's see. Sort of leaning towards the blend today. That blend's actually not that bad, and I would drink it. And I feel like with some spicy food, it would make it pretty good. It doesn't smell too bad, you guys. So, ooh, see, big wine glass. Make that look really small, and you can swirl it around. It's pretty sweet. I'm not getting a blue raspberry vibe from it, so I don't have to smash this glass, because if anyone made a wine that tasted like blue raspberry, they just don't deserve to be in the wine business. This one actually isn't that bad either. It does say rich and velvety on the cover, which it's a little bit rich and velvety. So, yeah, I'm thinking, general feelings of, like I said, a little bit weird. Nobody likes to feel rejected or likes to feel uncertain about the future, but for me, big feeling of, man, I know my prospects, I know my worth, I know that I'm going to find a place. Thankfully, we have an emergency fund. But, man, it's summer, it's beautiful. Just take the time to enjoy my baby. I'm going to be training to race a half marathon that hopefully I win. The way that I've always wanted to. Working on booking more paint parties. By the way, if you people book a paint party with me, if you are a Seattleite or anywhere around the Seattle area, super fun paint parties, tipsy talent. We're all about getting tipsy and learning to relax through art, build our connections and our networks through art. And hey, mention this video, I have all kinds of great discounts, and you don't pay for hosting a party in the first place. I will also pretty soon be coming to a wine and chocolate venue near you, so stay tuned for that, as I will have more details. Now today we're going to recommend this nice red blend. I just really can't get away from the Spanishness and the Spanish feel, and I'm glad the blend was the first one I opened because it's giving me a little bit more hope about the bottom shelf grocery store wines, even though I know for the most part, that's not what we're totally going to be sticking to. But, you definitely, you can't do a $50 bottle of wine on Tuesday when you're doing laundry. And you can once in a while, but most normal people cannot do that. And let's face it, we're not all millionaires. So definitely good to have some cheap ones that you can blend in. It's got a Spanish name, it's got a cool label, it looks fancy. Your guests probably will never know that it costs $5 if you want to serve it at a party. And just makes me dream about spicy food and being somewhere in a stone building with a flat roof with a beach on the horizon and not a care in the world. And that's what I'm going to focus on today. Well, thank you guys for joining me. This has been episode number 5 of What Wine Goes With That. Join us next week for another look at another feeling that pairs great with wine. And as usual, guys, no wine was wasted in the making of today's episode. See you next week. Oh, don't forget to go down there and click subscribe so that you can be updated on all of the fantastic topics and wines that we're going to discuss. Thanks, guys. See you soon.